Cancel.
Schweezy.
What was the experience that made you start hating cops? Okay. So, I mean, there's multiple stories I can tell, but you said the first experience. I'll say the first experience. I'll go a little bit farther after the first experience. Multiple things. So, obviously, getting speeding tickets or tickets in general, even for just nonsense, not like nonsense stuff, will always make you just dislike a cop, because at that point, the purpose of police officers on the road is to protect people on the road, but then it's just become like a scam to get money out of people for going over the speed limit. So it turned into, like, speed limits they came for the protection of everyone. It started off as that too, a way for cops to easily make money off people, because sometimes sometimes you're not on cruise control and your mind goes somewhere else and you're focused on driving, and you just, your lead foot, is just making you go faster and faster. Then eventually you're like, whoa, I need to slow down, stuff like that. And I think that's what cops are trying to take advantage of. They're just trying to take advantage of people, and they're not going for rich people. They're usually going for like people who live in poverty or poor people. So they look for crappier vehicles and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, that just makes you hate cops, because it's just like they're just scamming people out of money for the most part. The one story that made me really fucking hate cops is it was after The Force Awakens. I saw that movie in theaters, and clearly, like, people think Star Wars now and they're just like, but like back then, like, this is Star Wars comeback since was it Revenge of the Sith? Like, there hasn't really been anything but like the Clone Wars series since then. So it was a big fucking deal. Movie theater was packed. Even like they had like extra parking, and that was full too. I found a spot behind the movie theater where the employees park, and it was just like a smart move. So anyways, though, go see the movie, have a time. And then after the movie, I called a friend because I wanted to talk about it. He was living in Florida at the time. We're talking about it, and then eventually I'm just sitting there talking to him on the phone. I'm not sitting there driving and stuff like that. I still want to talk to him. And then cops pull up, and I come out of there. I'm like, "Can I help you with anything?" He's like, "Why are you here?" And then I was like, "Well, I just saw the movie. Why are you behind the movie theater?" I'm like, "Well, at the time, the parking lot's back. Now everyone's like left, and I'm just talking on the phone with a friend because of that." And they're like, "All right, step out of the car, and we're gonna need to do a search." I just let them search the car because I'm like, I know I don't have drugs. I just want to get this over with. They had to like fucking pat me down. They went way fucking overboard. Like, they thought it was just, back then they probably thought I was smoking weed in my car. I'm like, first of all, I'm not gonna go behind the movie theater to my car to smoke weed by myself when you clearly see me on the phone. And also, the car does not smell like weed at all. I don't think I even. Yeah, at that point, I don't think I had weed yet. I didn't have weed till I was 22, but I didn't try weed until I was also. It was like a couple months later is when the first time I tried. So just like that, and so that made me really hate cops. And then I drove for Uber a little bit, and cops are just. And then like if you go to downtown Nashville, the cops are like super aggressive and just like fucking complete assholes, and like they honestly cause more traffic problems than, like, the reason they're there is to help with traffic and some other safety aspects, because there's going to be a lot of people there, so they want some security there. But they ended up making things just way worse, and that's why I remember Nashville Pride we're like, cops are not allowed here. That's why, and like obviously, can't even remember their name. Hands Up, Don't Shoot, Ferguson, Missouri, all that stuff. And then just, more and more examples. Just cops are not in it for protecting citizens. They're in it for capitalistic gains, like to gain money. It's like just a scam program. It's like health insurance billing, It's just It's just a scam, and they do everything they can to keep poor people poor and keep lining the pockets of rich people. So, with that being said, yeah, I have way more stories with cops, and it's just best advice I can give: pull out your phone, immediately start recording, and do not say anything to them. And if you get into a situation, always ask for a lawyer, ask if you're being detained, make sure you know all that shit, because cops. And I just hate the idea that, like, you go to court and it's like you even have like a couple people with you, but the cop says something else, and you're like, well, the cop's always right. I'm like, no. Cops are dirty bastards, and when they say the only good cops out there are a dead cop, And that's legit. Like, yeah, because the dead cop would actually die trying to protect someone. So, yeah. So fuck you if you're a police officer. You ain't no friend of mine. Thank you for watching this clip.